Why do I keep saying this transfer portal cycle is going to be so wild? Do I have any hints from Odessa, Texas? Yes, I've got you some hints. Every coach I've spoken to swears this transfer portal cycle is going to be the wildest thing that you've seen in college football in a long time. Now, when I press them on it, they've got a couple of reasons. The first is you'll just have the usual exodus, or what will come to be known as the usual amount. So there's a certain operating guidance, there's a certain expected normal, if you will. Like if you move to Odessa, Texas, it's going to be 100 degrees in August. We're just trying to figure out if it's going to be 135 degrees. If it's 100, that's normal. If it's 135, we got to figure out why in the world I can fry an egg on my driveway at 10 a.m. Well, with the transfer portal, I think we're going to hit that 135 degree equivalent. And one of the reasons is you're going to have the normal, but then you've also got waves of kids, remember, that are enrolled somewhere that they never visited. Now, this is 2 cycles old, but you've still got some kids at Kansas State or North Carolina or Cal or wherever that committed and signed during COVID and may have never taken visits. And maybe they didn't take the first opportunity to hit the portal last year, but there are still going to be waves of kids this year and even next year that want to live out that process that they didn't get to live out. You've got that factor in play. Then there's another factor that is going to become the new normal, and hardly anyone's talking about it yet. And they are called portal samplers. This is going to be a phenomenon. There's going to be 1 or 2 high-profile examples of it, and then there'll be 20, and then there'll be 500 of them, and it'll happen really, really quick. A portal sampler is a kid that is enrolled at Pate State University and really has no intention of transferring, but he wants more NIL money. In a sense, he wants to renegotiate his NIL. In a sense, he wants to test the open market. And so my middle linebacker here at Pate State walks into my office and says, "Coach, I'm entering the portal." And then he enters the portal. What's he going to do in the portal? He could be negotiating with me, or can't negotiate with me, wink, wink. He could negotiate with whomstever around Pate State runs our collective, the Freights Collective. He could be talking to folks at Georgia, could be talking to folks at Tennessee, at Ohio State. He also could really want to leave. And this is where the wildest speculation is going to happen. This is where coaches are going to pull their absolute hair out. You got a kid that goes into the portal. Now you got to figure out whether he's a portal sampler. Is he hanging out in the portal, or is he really going in the portal? So not only do we have to worry about kids going in the portal, we got to worry about whether they're serious about it or not. Like, do I go to him and he tells me, don't worry, I'll be back. I'm just going to get some more money. Or, Coach, it's been real, but I got to go. They got something for me down here you don't have. I want to go closer to home. Could be for any of a number of reasons. When you combine all those factors, and especially with the portal sampler crowd, understand what kind of chain reaction that's going to have. When part of your roster sees the other part of your roster go into the portal, or let's just say a few kids do it this cycle, but it's high profile, and the rest of the sport sees that those kids ended up getting 25-30% more than otherwise they would have had just because of the threat of leaving. Do you understand what happens to the other rosters? Do you understand quickly what happens in the mind of anybody? I don't care how old you are. You could be 20, you could be 200. When you know that you've got an opportunity to make more money, and some of these guys are going pro in something other than sports, as the NCAA commercials say. This is the biggest earnings window in a lot of their lifetimes. 18 to 22 is going to be it for a lot of them. You think they're going to sit there knowing this option's on the table and not at least consider the portal? That's what coaches are talking about right now. That's what everyone's expecting. So if you don't like this, if you're kind of queasy when you listen to me talk about this, my suggestion to you, friend, is check out our National Signing Day show, the early signing day show. Check out our National Signing Day show in February, and then take a break. Now, I want you to watch the show, but do not check Twitter. Do not check your normal college football news watering holes. It's going to be a little ugly. It's not going to be for the faint of heart for quite a while. You're going to have, in some cases, I had a head coach tell me the other day, we think 40% of our roster could overturn this cycle with a combination of kids who are going to leave for the draft, kids who are going to transfer out, kids that we're going to bring in the transfer portal, kids we're going to bring in recruiting. Think about that. 40% of a roster. Now, in some of your cases, that may mean your team that's struggling to make a bowl right now could win 10 games next year. Who knows? But with everyone that finishes on the plus side, someone's got to lose games. So someone's going to fall off a cliff. Multiple someones, I think, will fall off a cliff. The transfer portal is no joke. It will make victims of you all eventually. So no one is going to be immune to the shrapnel there. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Make sure you like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Not just for me, that's how we keep this entire thing free.